the word agronomy. So that's actually what we're going to be learning today, this year, this quarter, is the management of fields. And you're going to learn a lot about different approaches to all that. I want you to sort of maybe imagine in your minds now you're at a farm. All right, and the farmer has just harvested one crop. That field is behind us right here. I believe this was, with Nicholas, it was sugar beets? Okay, so now, put yourselves in the field manager's perspective or viewpoint. All right, what do you do next? What is the thinking that you have to grow another crop? All right, so that's what we're going to be doing right now today. And I'm going to turn it over in a minute here to Nicholas here. But what we're going to do now is to walk through a series of steps that I will say historically have been done in field management in conventional situations here. So Nicholas, do you want to tell us a little bit about what's happening here and why?
Hi, good afternoon. Well, first of all, I'd like to say if anybody has any questions, please don't go home and not ask the question. I've grown up in this business. I'm a fourth generation farmer here from North Nokomis, and I just come and work with the school now, and this is a great experience for myself to be able to share all my experiences. And my first memories in life were in tomato fields for Heinz at the age of 3. So if you have any questions, please ask, and I want to answer them all the best I can. And if I can't answer them, I'll get them answered for you. So in farming, there's a million ways to skin a cat, like most businesses. When we get done with any crop, we need to basically start over, give us back a clean slate so we can bring on the next crop. Without getting into too much detail, the process that we have here is called disking. And this is called a hydraulic wheel disc. And the reason why it's called a hydraulic wheel disc is you see how the wheels are on the ground and those big disc blades are up in the air. That's for transportation, so we can drive it down the road and from field to field. There's other types of disc that are used in agriculture. This is just one of them. These disc blades, as you can see, there's notches in these disc blades. That is supposed to simulate like a, let's take for example, say you're in your kitchen and you want to cut a tomato. If you go for the butter knife, it's going to be hard to cut that tomato, right? So what knife do we use? We use a serrated knife. So this is the same concept. The reason why we use a serrated disc blade is because we have a lot of debris in this field. If we didn't have any debris, we would use a different type of disc blade, a blade without those notches. So this blade is designed to break up that top crust and also chop up any debris in the fields. And this is called a stubble disc or a stubble blade. So is there any questions so far? So how this will work is typically we'll make as many passes as we need to get to our end result. And what that means is that on this first pass, we have to make sure that all the debris is chopped up as much as we can without doing too much work. You can't overwork a field by creating powder into the field, which makes it hard for the next process. So it's, in farming, it's an art of soil management through moisture management when you're working your ground. That's what we call groundwork, tillage work. If the ground has zero moisture in it and is as hard as concrete, obviously it's not going to work that well. If the ground is wet, it's not going to work as well either. It's just going to ball up and gum up. So you want to find a perfect moisture content, which in farming, there's perfect moisture contents for tillage work all the way through planting. It's all about understanding your soils, and every field is different. So that's the art of, one of the arts of farming at a precise level and doing a professional level. So what we can do is we can go ahead and get this disc in the ground, and we'll start to see as he runs around the field, and pay attention to what the soil does in between the disc blades. So typically, what he'll do is when we make our first pass, we'll keep in the same line as these beds run here. On the second pass, you never make two passes in the same direction. You want to use an X pattern, and that helps get all the debris. And that's for almost every single operation with tillage, is to have an X pattern. So if this field were to extend out here to the right, the next pass would be going at a 2 o'clock direction. So it forms like an X pattern. That you'll get your best results, the quickest results. And in all farming, we want to try to get out of the field and work in the field as least amount of time, so it doesn't cost us, you know, as we don't spend as much money out here in diesel and labor. Yeah. So right a little too far away from that.